I'll make this quick. I had a dream last year that has stayed on my mind very vividly, and I'm just going to make a video to say what it was. In my dream, I was in some type of science lab. It was very gloomy outside on the particular day. There was research going on, but there were different glass containers that contained different types of animals, slithering type of animals. And so there was a worm in one, and the researcher had on all the blue in that, and so went over to the worm in the worm's case and proceeded to try to get the worm, and somehow the worm knew that it was going to be fed to another animal. So in the fear, the worm tried to bury itself or nestle itself in between the glass case and the green or whatever was there. And so it was unsuccessful in trying to hide from the researcher. So the researcher grabs into the case, grabs the worm, and drops the worm into another glass case that contained a snake. So the worm is in there, and I guess it's doing its thing, figuring out, okay, I am in here with this snake and I'm about to be eaten. Well, the snake realizes the worm is in there, and the snake all of a sudden comes and tries to attack the worm. Now, I'm viewing this, right? And the amount of fear that was in the worm was so immense that as a reaction to the snake, like pulling back and about to attack the worm devours the snake. Listen again, okay? Listen. Out of fear, pushed to fear, the worm devours the snake. And so the worm devours the snake. And then as I'm watching this, all of a sudden, the worm devours the snake. Whatever power or energy was in the snake now is inside of the worm. The worm becomes a dragon. And I am watching the worm break the case that it was in, because it now has devoured whatever the snake contained, and slithers out of the entire room through the door and goes out into the atmosphere, into the world. And it has some type of sidekick with it. It was some type of other little animal, but it was like some type of varmint type thing. I don't really remember that specific, but it did have a sidekick, so to speak. But long story short, the moral of the dream was the worm, pushed to fear of being eaten, consumed the snake and became a dragon.